expression that says, the more things change, the more things stay the same. When it comes to gentrification, this is especially true.
You know how there's the arenas in South Philly, right? So the owners of the 76ers, the basketball team, are proposing to move the arena to the fashion district. And so they will be on the same block as Chinese-owned businesses. And they decided this without consulting anyone in the community. And they just announced it July of last year. Our biggest point is the fact that Mark Swilla runs this district. You know, Mark Swilla is our council member. He can pretty much stop this.
Chinatown has this long history of being encroached on and fighting back. So in the 70s, they built the Vine Street Expressway, and Chinatown fought that. We've since fought off a federal prison, baseball stadium, 2 casinos, and now this. And so I think, you know, it's important for people to know that Chinatown is like, it started because of violence against Asians and Asians needing to secure a community for themselves where they felt like safe and they could speak their own language and eat their own foods without being attacked. And that's Chinatown's been in existence for 150 years. And in many ways, it still serves as this heart and soul and spiritual center for Asians all around the area, not just those who live and work in Chinatown. You know, fighting for this community has also made it very clear that our fights are not separate or unattached to other fights affecting communities around the city. We see things like what's going on in the UC townhomes, and I used to teach in University City High School, so I know that the city, that Black Bottom was decimated. I know that high school was built as part of community agreement benefits with the universities.
And when David talked to me, Alan talked to me, Ray, you come and talk to me, I said, no, I'm too old now. I'm too pushing, I don't have time. So, and then until my partner, John, showed me the inquiry saying, what the 6 of aldermen say. Chinatown, half of them agree. Half of them nurture. They were for the stadium. The second, the first article say, aldermen say, oh, the Chinatown one, the arena, only one small group of people make big noise. I was like, what the hell going on? And then the second article say, we have agreed. We are all for the stadium. I get so mad because like, we never met anything. We haven't had any public meeting before they announced the site. What happened here? And you people can't be illegal in Chinatown here. What's information? Everybody know enough information what's going on. Before the stadium get involved with government money, grant. This one is private money. No funding. All 3 of them get together, I think, or at least 3 of them put together at least $4 billion.
What makes this different is that what I've come to understand in researching these billionaires, they are not just normal billionaires. They are billionaires representing equity firms who made their billions of dollars from financializing housing. And what I mean by that is David Edelman, who's the front-facing one of the billionaires because he's the Philly connection, is the CEO of Campus Apartments in University City. He spearheaded a lot of the gentrification there. And he's effectively been able to convince the university that privatization of a core function is more efficient. David Edelman does not just own Campus Apartments in Philadelphia. He does this all over the country. One of the places that he privatized was Howard University. The other 2 developers, Josh Harris and David Blitzer, who also own the Sixers, but they also own many other sports teams and arenas around the country, are equity that looks for opportunity to make money. They own the Sixers not because they love Philadelphia and because they're Sixers fans. They own the Sixers because it's a financial opportunistic way. They build arenas not because they love the sport, but because by strategically placing them, they can gentrify neighborhoods and control the real estate in the area.
6-year construction, how can we survive? Tell me, are you guaranteed that? And you guarantee that the risk rate is 6 year, the data put it out 6-year construction, you take your own risk. You want me to bring benefit to Chinatown? Okay? They say that the proposal is very good, like you benefit Chinatown, both sides make a good neighbor. You're a good neighbor, you're not a good neighbor, you're a bad neighbor. Why? You make me lose money, you make me everything high.
The Sixers are now saying, well, the arena's too old. The arena's over 20 years old. And in this market, that's too old for an arena. Now we have public schools, the average public school is well over 70 years old. So I'm like, okay, so this is good enough for children, but 20 years is too old for your frickin' arena? Which also begs the question, so what are you gonna do with this arena in 20 years? When we see what is going on with the cost of housing in Philadelphia, it is these equity firms that are driving those. This isn't normal. What we're seeing isn't normal. It's happening not only all over the country, but all over the world. So Blitzer is the global head of tactical opportunities for the Blackstone Group. Blackstone was cited by the United Nations. Like, you have to be pretty messed up for the United Nations to call you out on human rights. Usually they call out governments. In 2018, they called out Blackstone for violating the human right to housing globally and for helping to create a worldwide housing crisis. Right? This is who the city's going into bed with. This is who Penn goes into bed with because he sits on their board of trustees. Affordable housing is not the same as subsidized housing or low-income housing. Affordable by US standards, governmental standards, is 30% of the average income in a zip code. So if you are gentrifying a neighborhood, low-income people will be priced out and pushed out by affordable housing. And I think they've latched onto this term as a stealth move to continue their gentrification, because affordable changes as more people gentrify.
So they took out the Seattle, big Chinatown in Seattle. And 30 years later, what they doing? They're abandoning it, living there, nothing. See? And recently in 97 in DC, they put up on time. It's no chance, it will 4,000 or 5,000 people live, 25,000 live there. Now the 300 people, only elderly, the senior home is it. The rest moving out. And then Chinatown all with Chinese name, but no Chinese owner.
What has been a tradition that's been passed down through generations of activists in Chinatown, that Chinatown is still standing. We've always known we're going to have to fight for this community every single time, and it's never going to stop. It's why we're the only working class community left in the downtown core. It's why we're the only community of color left in the downtown core. It's why my daughter was one of the co-founders of the Students for the Preservation of Chinatown. And what I realized that we have is something so intangible that they're afraid of it. It's relationships. It's a sense of place. It's like community in the deepest sense. That is the only tool we have to fight this stuff, and therefore that is the thing that needs to be destroyed. when you destroy UC townhomes, that is like such a solid community of long-term residents who love not only the place they're in, but they hold the history of that place. They're the people that will not allow it to be erased. They are the people that stake their claim where they're supposed to be able to stake their claim and who remember why they were given that claim. I kind of feel that Chinatown struggle is in a really prime place to raise this issue and bring it to light, not just for Chinatown, not just for Philadelphia, but for the United States.